And go. Say good morning, sunshines. It's me, Caley. No, you're with John, you silly Billy, you silly Billy. Good morning, you guys. Thank you for joining me, Caley Carroll here. We are doing Dream Week for our Good Morning Sunshine that we do every day. And I say every day, Monday through Friday. Those are weekdays, you guys. Get it right. Weekdays, 7:53 a.m. So here we go. This is my last day without eyelashes. I'm so excited to come at you guys with eyelashes next time. As you jump on, say something you're grateful for. I'm going to go for the gratitude for eyelash extensions. I'm like, who would have known? If you would have asked me 5 years ago if I had eyelashes individually glued to my other eyelashes, I would have been like, you're ridiculous. Who needs that? And then you get it and you're addicted and you're like, these are the best ever. I mean, mostly because you don't have to wear a bunch of junk on your eyes and you don't have black all over, which you don't have to anyways. You're beautiful just the way you are. Anyway, Lori, good morning. Daphne, good morning. Eric, good morning. How are you guys? Tell me something you're grateful for. Perhaps it's your eyelashes. That's cool. And then say GMS, good morning, sunshine. Good morning, Deanna. How is the weather out there? Make us jealous. Post pictures. I cannot wait to go on vacation again like that. Oh my gosh. Good morning, Keith. How are you doing? All right, then share with me on Thursday a piece of your exercise. What are you doing for your exercise right now? Remembering that the reason exercise is a part of the miracle morning or a powerful morning routine is because it helps get your body elevated to a different state, your endorphins elevated. So you want to make sure that you are practicing the rest of the miracle morning. Good morning, sunshine, Brittany. The rest of the miracle morning alongside your exercise, even if it's not in the morning, whenever it is, right? Make that part of your practice to combine those different things. Okay, so those are our different, yes, permanent makeup. See, Daphne, we're together on this. It just makes our lives easier, especially when you're a mom and it's crazy all the time, right? Okay, let's start dreaming again. We've been dreaming all week long. We've dreamt about our dream services, our dream support team, our dream home, our dream things like dream cars and dream planes and dream second homes and dream, boats and all of those good things. And today we dive into something so important, but also I think that it's something that people sometimes are scared to dream about because it means change. And, change with like, let's say you're, not having a boat versus having a boat. Okay, pretty good change. Some people are like, oh man, I'm worried about it because I'm gonna have to learn how to drive it. I'm gonna have to learn how to do the different things, whatever. Like that's minor worries, right? Like change for going from one house to a new house, like your dream house, that might give you a little bit of like, oh, that's change. That makes me a little bit nervous, which by the way is good, right? Because that's where you grow and you excel is through that change. That might give you a little bit of like nerves, but you're like, but that'd be my dream home. Now, relationships can be challenging to think about as you dream about because you realize to create your dream relationships, sometimes some things have to change. And sometimes the people in your life aren't going to be the ones to change. So you change the people in your life. So as you listen today, just relax and breathe, okay? And then by the end of it, you can decide where would you want to be on this dreaming about relationships. So let's start with something I'm going to say like easier, but I don't really know, like, right? Let's talk about your relationships with your parents. Do you have parents around? Do you get to have a relationship with them, right? What is the dream relationship with your parents like? Is there less bickering and arguing? Is it perfect the way it is? Are there more family meals? Are there more trips to see one another? And you might be like, I have the dream relationship with my parents. Perfect. Check that one off the list. Okay, but if it's not perfect, what would it look like if it was perfect? Now, the reason why we do this is because once you make the decision to have this dream, this there in your relationship just with your parents, you can start showing up, probably not them, right? You can start showing up to the relationship differently, which is really cool. Okay, let's move to something a little bit more challenging than your parents. What about your relationships with your friends? What are your, and I would love for your input, right? For you, when you guys are on here, you share. What's your dream relationship with your friends? What do you see you guys doing? What do you see you guys talking about? Boiled eggs, I love it, I love it. Oh my gosh, Brittany already, girl. What do you see yourself, when you guys get together, what does that look like for you? Do you see a group of you getting together on a boat at a lake, like all your friends, are in that sort of situation with you? Do you see you guys getting together and talking about the latest personal development book that you just read? Do you see your friends getting together and being positive and light? The biggest thing that I see when we're working with our I Am Journey women, and just people in general, right, is they want to be around friendships that have more positivity and forward thinking, more good morning sunshine, and less griping and bitching and moaning and complaining and talking bad about other people and living in other people's space instead of just being on their own road to success. Right? That's something that they want to change in relationships. Your dream relationship might be people who challenge you to become better. People who encourage you to go after your own dreams. Maybe you're surrounded by people who are naysayers right now, right? Who they're like, you can't do that. You can't accomplish that. There's no way, right? They're those guys in your world. Well, you might want to consider dreaming about relationships with friends who actually support you and your goals and your dreams and your visions. Okay, so that one's a little bit tougher because what you might discover is some of your relationships right now, some of your friendships might not be in that dream world. And the crazy part is you can make the choice to make that happen. Now, those people may or may not be there at the end of this adventure. All right, let's move into one that's even a little bit harder. Relationship. What's your dream relationship with your children, right? And guys, this one, I guess it's harder for you guys to communicate about what that looks like because maybe you haven't thought about this, but I'd love some shares. What's your dream relationship like with your friends? And by the way, you don't, by you commenting on that, you're not calling your friends out for not being that. You're stating what your dream relationship is. Maybe some of them in your life are, and maybe some of them aren't, right? So when you look at this, share with us some different qualities you might like to see in those relationships you have. So in the relationship with your kids, this could be your biological kids, your adopted kids, your step kids, the kids that you just pull into your family because you just love having kids around, your kids' best friends, right? Like all the littles in your life. What does that relationship look like? Are you looking for more communication in your relationship with your children, more patience? This is something that's really important to me. I mean, obviously it's really important to all of us, but when I see the relationship with me and my kids, I want them to be able to come and talk to me about anything. I make sure that we have a very open line of communication, all things, which requires a certain type of parenting, right? I really want to encourage them to follow their own path that's going to lead to their own happiness and success. And I understand that might not be my path and they might not be exactly as crazy and whatever as me, right? They're each their own unique person. Lifting each other up, more positivity, not constantly flexing on each other. Exactly, Daphne. Thank you so much. That's what I was looking for, like those examples, right? People who lift you up. So with your kids, what's that ideal relationship look like for you? And if you don't have it right now, after you identify it, what's cool is because then you can start to create it, because then you know, I truly want to have a more open communication, right? I know he's like, I'm eating it. I love it. This Daphne sees your hand. She says, hi to you. That's right. He laughed. Okay, let's take it to the hardest one and then we're done because you guys are going to have some time to think about this afterwards. All right, what about the relationship with your significant other? Whatever that is, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband. What do you want your relationship to look like with them? This is where I usually see people wanting for the most growth. Okay, not like, oh my gosh, it's horrible. Like they want for the most growth. They want to communicate better. They want to have more patience with each other. They want to build more passion between one another. You want your spouse to reach out and grab your hand a little bit more. You want gentle kisses. You want them to tell you that you're beautiful. You want her to tell you that you're strong and you're the man of the house, whatever that is. You want more between each other in the communication and the way you lift one another up again, right, Daphne? And that's a huge piece, you guys. You think about your partner in life is your partner in life. It's not your parents who aren't there all the time. It's not your kids who are eventually going to be gone. Your partner is your partner. What does that look like? What does your relationship look like? Maybe you had a previous partnership that wasn't the best partner. And it was probably hard to make that choice, right? It was probably hard to make the transition to discovering a new partner or letting go of a partner that wasn't matching your needs and you weren't matching theirs. This is why this is a hard conversation. When you dive into dream relationships, you have to make some really tough decisions about what you truly want in your life and what you're willing to put up with, right? Or where you're willing to come together and, like bend and flow with one another, where you're willing to compromise. But that's all about the decision that you make. And this is a big deal. When you decide to take ownership of your relationship in your world and realize that you're the one deciding to be or not deciding to be in that relationship, whatever it looks like, right? Then all of a sudden it's like, oh my gosh, I'm the one. And let me just take a bad example, okay? I know that some of you guys have many of you guys have beautiful relationships, gorgeous relationships, right? With your partner. But think about, maybe something that's not going so great. Your partner doesn't respect you. They're never around. They're not loving. They're not kind. Maybe they're aggressive. They're abrupt. Maybe there's broken communication. Maybe it's like you're living with your roommate. I want you to remember, good morning, sunshine, Miss Mac. I want you to remember you're choosing to be in that, which sucks to think about, right? Because you want the other person to be different, but guess what? The other person's them. They're not somebody different. They're them. So you have to choose how you want to show up to that relationship, and you choose what your marriage or whatever it is going to be. This is why this is a more challenging conversation to have. So let's start light, okay? Let's start light. Just after today, we've had brainstorm sessions afterwards, right? So after today, I'm going to encourage you guys to jump off and just dream about your take your perfect romantic comedy, right? That sort of relationship. What do you want it to look like? Okay, and write some things down. 2 minutes, 10 minutes, just write some things down. What do you want your partnership to look like, your friendships to look like, your relationship with your kids, your relationship with your family? What do you want those things to look like? And then decide really, truly, what are you willing to go after? And maybe you're going to table this one for now, but at least you know, right? And you can start working towards creating those relationships that look like that in your life. Now, if you're in a spot right now where you're like, Cal, it's what you're talking about, like things just aren't great, I'm going to recommend you read the book The Magic, and particularly dive into the relationship sections of The Magic, because it will start to change the relationship you are in instead of you needing to change your relationship to be in a good one. It will. It'll start to show up differently for you, or you'll have some big realizations. So guys, that's all we have today. Thank you so much. A relationship where we get along very well. Exactly. Lift one another up. You guys are choosing. You have the ability to choose your dream relationship. We didn't John smile at him. Smile. There you go. You're smiling. Hi. There you go. And today you get to commit. So I commit to at least reviewing my relationships. That is all we have for today, you guys. Tomorrow we bring it all together and we talk about your dream lifestyle, which is going to be your dream job, your dream time. How do you spend day in and day out, your dream travel, all of those things. Cannot wait for it. Good morning, sunshines. Can't wait to see so many of you at the retreat or at some of our workshops this weekend. We went shopping yesterday and have a ridiculous amount of fun things that we're ready to do with y'all. So see you guys then. Love you and bye. Say, from the light and love from my house to yours.